welcome to MBA Now. I'm Rob Van Raphorst. One of our bigger initiatives that we are currently promoting is the Home for All Pledge. It was announced at our annual convention this past October by MBA's chair, Christy Furco. Thus far, MBA has over 190 member companies who have signed the pledge. Here to discuss it with us today is Lisa Haynes. Lisa, thank you so much for being here.
Rob, thanks. I'm glad to be here.
So Lisa, what is the pledge for everyone?
So the Home for All Pledge, which is Christy's baby, is really bringing the industry together around the issue of equity and inclusion in housing. And so the pledge is 4 pillars that we've come up with, really designed to bring our members together. We really feel like by harnessing the power of our membership, we can begin to change the industry. And so the first pillar is really around policy. As we know, policy and advocacy are one of our strengths. And so really, how do we impact the policies that are having effects on housing, effects on minority home ownership, effects on some of the barriers to entry, as well as on affordable housing as well. The second one is our Convergence Initiative, which most people have heard of. That's our affordable housing place-based initiative, currently in Memphis and in Columbus, expecting to expand. And so we're looking for members who want to get more engaged in that. The third pillar is diversity, equity, inclusion. We know that almost everybody's doing that, and so that's an easy pledge, but we intend to take it from different angles, both from the angle of how do we diversify our industry from the perspective of making sure that we look more like the communities that we serve, and second of all, how can we figure out how to make that pool larger with respect to expanding housing and expanding diversity in housing. And then finally, there's the bucket of if you don't neatly fit into any one of those 3, you're already doing some things, but you're doing some things that you can't quite place in those. We have this 4th bucket that says you're just doing work that's all about housing inclusivity. We'd like you to check that box. So members can check 1, they can check 2, they can check all 4.
So if I'm a member, how do I actually sign the pledge?
So that's the easy part. All you need to do is go to our website, www.mba.org/home4all. There's a form. We ask that it's only signed by 1 member of the company, just someone in leadership, CEO, COO, maybe it's the head of mortgage, maybe it's the head of the department. So we're looking for somebody in the senior leadership who can commit the company to it. You sign the form, you fill it out, you're done.
And you sort of touched on it already, but I'm going to ask you to sort of expand on it. Why is it so important right now?
So we think it's really important at this time because, we really want to fix some of the racial inequity that's going on in housing right now, both from a rental perspective and from a home ownership perspective. We all know that the minority home ownership gap is just huge, and it's gotten bigger, not smaller. And so we really want to have some impact. We know that our members are already doing a lot of this work. And so really we want to bring people together. We want to bring members together so we can share ideas. We can begin to promote the inclusivity in housing. And so we just feel like now is the time because it's already on everybody's radar.
So what are the next steps after signing the Home for All Pledge?
The good thing is that people don't have to do anything different. Once you sign the pledge, we ask you for a primary contact person. We then will reach out to that primary contact person at some point and send them some information. They'll then begin to receive information. We have initiatives that are already in place. We're also developing some. And so we'll begin to communicate with that contact as to how exactly they can get the company engaged. We're also going to, again, as I said, begin to share things that others do. And we're going to spotlight some of our members who have initiatives. We want to create partnerships. We really feel like there's an old African proverb that says we can go faster alone but farther together. In this case, we know that we're better together, and so we really want our members to come in and join us and figure out how as an industry we can really move the needle on making home ownership and housing in general more inclusive.
Yeah, like you said, it's such an important initiative. We're so glad that Christy launched it in October and that you've been helping spearhead it here at MBA. Thank you so much for talking about it, where you can sign up for it, and we appreciate you being here.
Great. Thank you, Rob.